everyone, have a nice day. So this video is about my all activities here in chapter 3, and it is entitled Network Protocols and Communication. So let's start it. So first we will launch course. And we will go to chapter 3, which is about the network protocols and communications. So we will find the first activity here, and the first activity was located in on page here at page 3.2.2.5. So this activity is about the mapping the protocols of the TCP or IP suite. When we say TCP, it is about it stands for Transmission Control Protocol, while the IP stands for the Internet Protocol. So the instruction of this activity is drag the protocol or standard to the TCP or IP layer, name as described. So there are 4 columns here: the application layer, the transport layer, the internet layer, and the network access layer. So first we will find the corresponding protocols that is included in application protocols. So the first one is SMTP. We will drag SMTP on column of application. And SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So the next is the POP or the POP, that stands for Post Office Protocol. And next is the IMAP or the IMAP, that stands for Internet Message Access Protocol. Next is the DHCP, which stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. And next is the DNS, that stands for Domain Name System. And next is the HTTP, that stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And next is the BOOTP, that stands for Bootstrap Protocol. And the last one is the FTP, that stands for the File Transfer Protocol. So we will proceed on transport layer. There are only 2. So this is the TCP, that stands for Transmission Control Protocol, and the next is the UDP, that stands for User Datagram Protocol. So next is the Internet Protocol. So in Internet Protocol, it is the IP, that stands for Internet Protocol. Next is the EIGRP, or stands for Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. And next is the ICMP, that stands for Internet Control Message Protocol. And the last one is the OSPF, that stands for Open Shortest Path First. And last one is the network access, which is the Ethernet and the interface drivers. So let's check it. It's all correct, and we will proceed on the second activity. So we will find the second activity. So the next activity is here at page 3.2.4.5. So this activity was entitled Identify Layers and Functions. The part 1 activity is entitled OSI Layer Functions. Drag the OSI layer to its functional description. So, the first is segments, transfers, and reassembles data. It is the transport. We will drag transport. And next is exchanges frames between devices. So it is the data link. And next is it contains protocols used for process-to-process communication. So it is the application. Next is provides a data path or route. So it is the network. And lastly is the bit transmission, and it is the physical. So let's check it. It's all correct, and we will proceed on activity part 2. And this was entitled TCP or IP layer functions. Drag the TCP or IP layer to its functional description. So the functional descriptions is first, controls hardware devices and media. So it is the network access. Next is supports communications across diverse networks. So it is transport. Determines the best path through the internet, and it is the internet. And lastly is it represents data to the user and controls dialogue. So it is the application, since it is the only one choices. So let's check it. It's all correct. And we will proceed on the next activity here, which I think this activity is the last one activity here. So this activity is located on page 3.3.1.5, and this activity is entitled Identify the PDU layer. Activity, illustrate the encapsulation process. So the instruction is drag the PDU to the appropriate place in the stack to illustrate the order of the encapsulation process. So first is we will put the data here, which is as the email data, and next is for transport header and the for data, and it is the segments. So next, network header, transport header, and data. So it is the packets. Next, frame header, network header, and transport header, data, and frame trailer. So it is the frames. And lastly, it is the bits. So, okay, let's check it. It's all correct. And we will find if there is next activity here in chapter 3. So there is no activity, so we will return to class. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy and understand my video. I'm Kisha, Lyka, Villanueva of IT 2105. Thank you.